Recent video I talked about toxic positivity. Another problem with internet discourse nowadays is gatekeeping. What I mean is the belief that in order to be a true fan of something, you have to think these things about it. If you actually are a true fan of something, then you would think this. That is a big problem nowadays. The idea that in order to be a fan of something, you have to meet these requirements. You have to complete this checklist basically, or else you're not a real fan. Like for example, oh, you didn't like Kenobi, or you liked Andor, or you liked Rebels, or you liked the Marvel Disney Plus shows, or you like the recent DC films. Well, then that means you're not a real fan, because a real fan would think the way we do. In order to be a true fan of Harry Potter, you have to dislike the new Fantastic Beast films. That's an example. Or you have to like the Hobbit films, or else you're not a true Lord of the Rings fan. And this is one of the reasons why internet discourse can be really unhealthy and toxic nowadays. It's because people have a hard time respecting others' opinions that differ from their own. Gatekeeping is one specific example of this. You see it with some big franchises. It can happen in different context as well, even with like a standalone film, but you tend to see it when you're talking about franchise that has big people who are big fans of it, and so they think that you have to you have to pass a test, you have to meet these requirements, or else you're not a real fan of the franchise. Like, oh, you like Rebels whereas I don't. Well, then you're not a real Star Wars fan. You're not a true Star Wars fan. Because any true fan would think this. Or you like the MCU but you haven't read the Marvel comics. Well, then you're not a real fan. Because a real fan would have read the comics. Or you've seen the Harry Potter movies but haven't read the books. You're not a real Harry Potter fan. A real Harry Potter fan would have read the books. Percy Jackson is another example of this. The problem with this mindset is it fails to understand the simple fact that people are allowed to be fans of something for whatever reason they want. It's as simple as that. And so I think this is a big problem nowadays when you look at online conversations surrounding movies, TV shows, things like that.